Once in a while, you'll find a company who's so confident in a product they've made that they will sponsor a video without any requirement. No script, no talking points, nothing. They just send you the product and they say, just talk about it however you will because they know they have a banger. And this is one of those products. This is the new Lenovo Legion 5. So a bit of background. For the past few years, the Legion 5 has been one of the best selling gaming laptops in its class because it's just a really good product for a really reasonable price. But it hasn't always been that way. Lenovo's early laptops, like 2019 and before, were terrible. They were just really hot and not good products. But since 2019, they figured out how to cool these things properly, and this whole product line has been like universally recommended by reviewers because they're just really good value. Now this year, the Legion 5 has been completely redesigned. It's thinner, it's lighter, it's quieter, it performs better, all while being more compact. And I think a lot of these characteristics make it quite appealing to students because this is the entry-level Legion product from Lenovo. It's just the kind of value point for this product stack. So this year it's changed a lot, and the first thing I want to draw your attention to is its size. This is not a typical laptop size. This actually is a 15-inch laptop in a space that's dominated by 16 and 14-inch devices. This is relatively unique, and it's a device that fits in most backpacks, which a lot of 16-inch devices don't. And it's also quite thin. It comes in at around 20, maybe 21 millimeters thick, and it's under 2 kilograms. There's 2 USB-C, 3 USB-A, Ethernet, but there is no SD card reader on this device, unfortunately. Now on the back, you still have your power connection and your HDMI connection. So if you have this thing connected up to like a more permanent desk setup, all your important cables run out the back, so it's a little bit cleaner. Now the screen, this is a 15.1-inch OLED panel that is a 16:10 aspect ratio. I actually can't think of many other devices that have a panel like this. It's actually kind of rare. So you have a fast display with good colors, good brightness. It is a glossy panel though. Like this OLED is just like your typical glossy finish on the OLED screen. You can see it in the reflection, but there are other options from what I understand. I think there's an IPS panel that they offer for lower configurations, but the OLED one is the only one I've been able to see. The keyboard on the Legion 5 is a true strike keyboard, so it uses tech from their ThinkPad line, and it's always a solid typing experience on these. Now, powering this unit is AMD's Ryzen AI 350. It's a solid mid-range chip for gaming and light creative workflows, and it still has good efficiency for productivity workflows, but it also has an NPU for Windows Copilot features like their Live Translate tool. Now, the characteristic I was most interested in, or rather the most curious about, was the thermals of this device, because this is a smaller and more compact system than before, and cooling a system like this is just more difficult when you have a smaller footprint, right? And they're running GPUs in here that can go up to 115 watts. There's a lot of stuff to cool in a package of this size, but they're doing it properly. So one thing that they're doing is they're running a hyperchamber. So this is tech we've seen in previous devices, but they basically circulate air over the CPU and GPU using this shim here that kind of keeps it contained before it exhausts, and it reduces temperature by a couple degrees compared to not using it. They also have 2 pretty sizable fans, and the fan noise is very reasonable in the quiet and balance modes, and you also get a good amount of customizability in their new Legion Space app. Now, in order to keep the thermals manageable on a device like this, there is one shortcoming to this laptop. It's the GPU selection. You can only get up to an RTX 5070. There is no 5070 Ti. So the 5070 is a very capable GPU. It's very energy efficient. You get great frame rates on the system because you're feeding it the full 115 watts. But the 5070 Ti is so much better. It's just a different class of GPU. Now, in order to get those frame rates on the 5070 Ti, you need to pump it with a lot more water. That is a 140 watt GPU in order to take full advantage of it. This, the 5070, is 115. So if you're gonna put a 5070 Ti in this system, you either have to make it thicker or the fans have to be way louder. But I think they wanted to keep the device thinner and quieter for most of their customers. It's just that for the people that would have been willing to pay more for the 5070 Ti, you can't even do that on this device. Also, the 5070 Ti has 12 gigs of VRAM, which would have been awesome for this screen resolution, right? 1600p is just, we're stuck with 8 gigs of VRAM on the 5070. Now, I do think that for today's games, the 8 gigs of VRAM is still enough. It's just that the future games, it's like, that's an NVIDIA problem, not so much a Lenovo thing. But yeah, the 5070 Ti would have been real nice as an option. Now you can also play games on the integrated GPU. This has the Radeon 860M, which gives you very usable frame rates for an onboard option. It's very energy efficient, so if you want to play light games for like an extended period of time, this is a great GPU for it. Now in here you can see the 80 watt-hour battery. This is a pre-production unit, but the battery life on this was already quite good, especially for an OLED device. I imagine it'll just get better on retail units. The RAM and both NVMe slots are also accessible here. The included stock drive is one of those shorties, but both the slots can accept a 2280 drive. So yeah, the new Legion 5 is an awesome mid-range gaming laptop. It's actually really nice to see some competition in the thin and light space. Like a lot of the gaming laptops are just really focused on performance and just not so much portability. I think for students, this is such, it should be on your short list if you're looking for something like this. Now, if you are interested in something that's got a little bit more power, because this CPU is not super strong, they do have the Legion Pro 5. This has a more capable Dragon Range CPU, and if you're dealing with applications that just need more powerful processing, this chip is better for it. It is a higher wattage chip, so it does need more powerful cooling, and it is a thicker device than the regular Legion 5. Now, in terms of pricing, this product is aimed at a $1,200 kind of entry-level pricing. The configuration I have here with the 5070 and the OLED display, this is coming in at $1,700 or $1,800. The price is still fluid because it's just a very early point in its launch. But the whole thing about pricing with Lenovo's laptops, at least, is that they have very frequent sales and really aggressive sales. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but this is one of the main reasons why these devices get recommended so often and so regularly by so many reviewers. It's because they have awesome pricing when you go in at the right time. If you just get these in that retail price, I think it's like not spectacular pricing, but on sale, these are some of the best devices you can get for the money. And this year, the Legion 5, like the regular one, the super thin one, I think it's something really cool. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video.